evening and welcome. You're watching the 7 o'clock news on CNC3. I'm Ria Rambali.
I am Jesse Ramdew.
I'm Jovan Ravello with Sport.
And I'm Sigoni Mohammed with your weather report.
Let's tell you what's making the news tonight. Senator Janelle John Bates offers to resign after committee controversy, but the opposition leader is still contemplating her next move.
Labour leaders express disappointment over low May Day support, saying too many have forgotten the struggle.
A carnival-like celebration for 9-year-old Gelina Armstrong as loved ones honor her life after deadly Morva ambush.
In sport, Holy Name Convent is your 2026 Secondary Schools Cricket League T20 Intercol champion.
May marks the atmosphere's changing mood as the countdown to the wet and hurricane season is officially on. I've got details on that and more in the full forecast.
Her life was short, but her spirit was bright. Today, 9-year-old Gelina Armstrong was remembered not with silence, but with celebration, a farewell true to her carnival soul.
Shane Superville was there for her final parade and bring us more in this story.
Her farewell felt more like a festival than a funeral, a parade of color and music through uptown Port of Spain, as loved ones celebrated the life of a true carnival baby, 9-year-old Gelina Armstrong. She was one of 4 victims gunned down in an ambush along the Lady Young Road, Morva, on April 19th. Also killed were 20-year-old Chelsea Edwards, Obati Phillip, and her uncle Asim Armstrong. At the St. Patrick's RC Church in Newtown, relatives remembered Gelina as a creative, larger-than-life spirit whose life was cut short.
Because even though she may have stopped masquerading our stage here too soon, she's now beginning her greatest performance yet.
Deacon Nigel Thomas in his homily lamented the tragedy and urged communities to step in and stop the next generation of criminals.
But be brave. If you stand in Christ, be brave and go to the parent and say, listen, I have noticed this, what is happening.
As mourners left the church, grief gave way to celebration as they paraded to La Perouse Cemetery, Gelina's final masquerade.
We should be celebrating her life, not speaking through pain. We should be lighting candles for her future, not for what was taken away. Crumbs, not casualties. Gelina deserves to live, to grow.
And while the pain remains raw, loved ones say they hope justice will be served. Shane Superville, CNC3 News.
Already burdened by the murder of WPC Anushka Eversley, her family is facing more grief with the death of her father just days after her funeral.
He passed away yesterday at the San Fernando General Hospital after a period of illness, less than 2 weeks after Anushka's killing at the San Fernando Municipal Police Station on April 19th. Sources close to the family say the events of recent weeks, including allegations raised after her death, took a significant emotional toll. A serving municipal police officer already charged with Constable Eversley's murder is now among several people detained under preventive detention orders issued on April 26.
Authorities say the detentions are tied to an organized crime network linked to the theft and planned distribution of firearms and ammunition from a municipal police station. Javan Cooper, also known as Kerwin Biggs Cooper of Claxton Bay, has been identified as a key figure, accused of playing a central role in removing weapons for criminal groups.
6 others were detained, including Shivanan Ramjit, Nicholas Curtis Ramdas, Nathan Lewis, Jaheem Chatterpole, Josiah Nelson, and Kwame Arnold. Investigators allege the group is involved in firearms, ammunition, and narcotics trafficking. We're still to come in the news. Police bust major extortion ring in Tunapuna, leaving 1 man dead, 1 in custody, and a 3rd on the run.
After a man is brazenly gunned down at the Queen's Park Savannah, government plans to beef up security.
Coming up in sport, Minister of Sport says Koki Community Pool to be reopened in September. In the ever-changing media landscape, we at Guardian Media strive always to put you, our viewers and readers, first.
We strive to uphold the time-honored tenets of responsible journalism.
For us, accuracy is key.
And in our reporting, we strive not only to be first, but fair,
impartial,
and to uphold journalistic integrity.
Above all, we are accountable to you,
and we must respect the views of our audience. That is our solemn contract with you.
Keen attention to detail.
Rigorous verification of facts. Use of credible sources and sound editorial judgment.
Keep track of our editorial policies and guidelines, including our corrections policy, by logging on to www.guardian.co.tt for more.
Don't miss the gripping drama Cabo, Sundays at 8 p.m. only on CNC3.
In tonight's Business Watch, the justification for the increase of banking fees by a local bank has been called into question.
Meanwhile, as the NGC signs a new gas sales deal with EOG Resources, the company's chairman, Gerald Ramdeen, assures that TNT will be involved in any deal involving cross-border gas fields with Venezuela.
Peter Christopher has more.
There is no justification for an increase in banking fees at this time, according to a local economist who contributed to a report for a joint select committee which examined commercial banking fees in 2017. US-based financial advisor Prakash Ramlakan, who contributed to that report, notes that according to data, most local banks still earn substantially more from fee income relative to interest paid to depositors. Earlier this week, Republic Financial Holdings Limited Vice President and current Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce President Karen Yipchuk defended Republic Bank's decision to increase their banking fees on May 1st, noting that local banks are faced with a complex and costly environment as a result of cybersecurity concerns and regulations required for anti-money laundering frameworks, increasing expenses faced by banks. However, Ramlakan notes that according to data in recent years, banks still continue to report large profits. On Thursday, Republic Financial Holdings Limited announced a half-year profit of $1.07 billion, which was an increase over the bank's profit for the same period in 2026. Ramlakan, however, echoes the sentiment shared by another local economist, Dr. Ranal Ramkisoon, called for greater dialogue between the banking sector and the central bank and the public on the matter. NGC Chairman Gerald Ramdeen says Trinidad and Tobago has to be involved in any deal with regards to cross-border gas fields with Venezuela. On Friday, the NGC signed a new gas supply contract with EOG Resources Trinidad Limited at the Hyatt Regency in Port of Spain. However, the NGC chairman addressed reports that Venezuela and energy giant BP formalized a strategic agreement to develop the Cocaina Manican gas field, which straddles the border between Trinidad and Tobago and Venezuela.
No matter who the players are, the one thing that you can be assured about is that cross-border gas and the Dragon gas has to come to Trinidad. The conversation has to be here. None of that gas can be monetized except in Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago has the only infrastructure to be able to monetize all of those fields.
And now for a look at today's energy and foreign exchange prices. Peter Christopher, CNC3 Business Watch.
The Public Services Association showed up at WASA's St. Joseph branch today, demanding that stalled wage negotiations resume. Employees marched and chanted outside the Human Resources Office, but the union insists this was not a protest, only a demonstration to highlight their concerns. The PSA, a key member of the coalition of interests that backed the government ahead of last year's election, was among the first unions to secure a 10% wage increase. But WASA workers were left out of that deal. After today's action, Public Utilities Minister Barry Padarath told Parliament he has ordered WASA to re-engage the union.
I spoke with both the acting CEO of WASA, Mr. Dean Maharaj, and President of PSA, Felicia Thomas. I instructed WASA to meet with the PSA to continue negotiations today, Mr. Speaker. PSA continues to be a valued partner in the government, and WASA regrets the unilateral action of one employee in bringing about this situation.
CNC3 News sought a comment from PSA President Felicia Thomas on today's protest action, given the union's relationship with the government. However, she had very little to say.
How was the meeting with the CEO, though?
Excellent, as usual.
So how soon can the WASA workers expect to get their 10% just as the other PSA members?
We will address the membership in due time.
If you can give me a time frame, a month's time or weeks?
I will address the membership in due time.
Thomas, who's a WASA employee, denied that today's action was a form of protest. She told CNC3 News that the workers' chants demanding money was simply part of the May Day celebrations.
The Trinidad and Tobago Unified Teachers Association says stalled and abandoned school projects are putting more strain on teachers and hurting students nationwide. Tutors President Crystal Ash responded to the Auditor General's 2025 report, which found nearly $677 million spent on incomplete schools, many left stalled or abandoned. He said teachers are forced into overcrowded classrooms and deteriorating facilities, directly affecting learning. Ash said the union supports the Auditor General's call to finish existing projects before starting new ones and wants stronger systems in the Ministry of Education, including better vetting of contracts.
Government has marked May Day with a series of agreements affecting thousands of workers across state entities.
Delivering a statement to Parliament, Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister Barry Padarath outlined payments tied to cost of living adjustments for inactive workers under several agreements. Under an agreement with the OWTU, some $16 million will be paid to TNTech workers in 3 tranches, covering retroactive COLA from January 2015 to September 2025. The first payment of $5.33 million is due on May 15th, followed by a second tranche on June 15th and a final payment on July 15th. Inactive estate police officers will also benefit from a $1.5 million agreement with payments split into 2 installments of $750,000 in June and July. Meanwhile, active employees represented by the Senior Staff Association will receive a $5 million parity adjustment effective from May 1st, with payments beginning on May 25th. Now, the government says the payouts form part of its broader effort to honor commitments made to workers as negotiations continue across the public sector. Well, low turnout as various trade unions converged in San Fernando today for the annual May Day observance and march through the city, prompting disappointment among some.
There were also strong calls for unity as they underscored the ongoing struggle for better wages and improved working conditions. President
General Ansel Rozier again expressed confidence in the government's ability to restart the refinery and says all wage negotiations will be settled. Ivan Tulsi was there and Keishan Haynes has more.
Calls for unity in San Fernando today.
The days has gone for pulling and tugging. Labour must unite.
Side by side, we fight onward. It comes amid a noticeably low turnout at this year's May Day observation. They gathered at the OWTU headquarters ahead of the march, voicing their disappointment by the absence of their comrades.
We should have all the trade unions. Disappointing that all trade unions do not come together, even symbolically on occasions such as this, to demonstrate unity and solidarity.
But others were defending the trade union movement's role in politics.
We have people who don't want the union to be involved in no politics. I can't understand, right? Because it's so ingrained in the party politics. We don't understand that if we have to get power, it has to be through that particular means.
As the unions went on to march through the streets, reminding workers and employers of the power of the trade union movement, President General Ansel Roger said the union movement remains strong, and he's again expressing confidence in the government's ability to restart the refinery in Pointe-à-Pitre.
Stand firm. Stand strong. We are this close. We are this close to achieving the open back of that refinery. We are very close. And no Editorial don't want to be political leader of the PNM. None of them who cry crocodile tears, none of them will stop us from the workers receiving the justice that they deserve.
And he echoed the Prime Minister's sentiments that former Energy Minister Stuart Young's visit to Venezuela to meet with acting President Delcy Rodriguez was an attempt to undermine the government.
We are prepared to mount a physical campaign on the road against Stuart Young and anyone who try to undermine this government as this government move to ensure progress and wealth for all of the people of Trinidad.
And Roger added that he will meet with the Minister of Labour to prepare proposals affecting a wide cross-section of workers, including TNTech, the NTA, and others.
I can't today, comrades, give you a timeline, but I can assure you that every single outstanding negotiations would be settled in the interest of justice.
Today's march culminated at the Harris Promenade. Kijan Haynes, CNC3 News.
Health Minister Dr. Lakram Bodo is rejecting claims of staffing shortages across public health facilities as industrial action by nurses continues.
His comments follow reports of disruptions at several facilities since Tuesday, the first day of nursing industrial action. Among the affected locations are the Barataria Health Center and the Accident and Emergency Department at the Mount Hope Women's Hospital. But the minister says services are largely being maintained.
Reports from the various RHAs indicate that the great majority of nurses continue to report for duty as rostered. Recruitment of nurses to fill vacancies at health facilities is ongoing. I again take this opportunity to thank our nurses and all the healthcare workers for their continued commitment, service, and dedication to duty. Thank you.
Dr. Bodo also thanked nurses and other healthcare professionals for what he described as their continued dedication to duty.
All right, well, still to come in the news, jet ski ban stays at Pigeon Point, Bucca Reef, pending safety review.
We've got blue skies for now, but the atmosphere is slowly getting ready to change gears. Your weekend weather report is up next.
KC Ginger Mint, your trusted and natural wellness. Now with more healthier options. KC Ginger Mint with honey and lime, KC Ginger Mint with orange, and KC Ginger Mint with lemon. KC Ginger, honey, lemon, lime, and orange. Natural and trusted for generations for soothing sore throats, aid digestion, and boost immunity. Get your new KC Candy Ginger Mint Extended Range today and breathe naturally.
Period nights don't have to look like this. Move less, wake up to change. So change for a real night's sleep with Always Overnight. Its 3 times protection system absorbs, locks the fluid, and keeps it away from your skin. For protected nights without leaks. Always.
Get a loan at Bremont. The process is simple. Fast and efficient approvals. Receive funds within 24 hours once approved. And no penalty for early repayment. Located at 4 Gala Street, Woodbrook. Remember, we like to lend.
Wouldn't you just love a cup of Tetley tea right now? Dark, strong British blend to give you a good morning boost. Or Tetley decaf, all of the antioxidants, none of the caffeine. Losing weight or staying healthy your thing? Try Tetley green tea. Get the vitamins to boost your health with Tetley super teas. Or calm down with Tetley chamomile. Wouldn't you just love a cup of Tetley tea right now? Tetley, a tea for everyone.
Loving the flavors you get with Tetley, a tea for everyone. Tetley tea.
Distributed by AMCO, a subsidiary of Ansa Macau.
Super month-end savings is here, only at Passat's The Food King. Stock up and save more on Flavorite ice cream, 3.2 liters, 2 buckets, just $95. Fruta Cool Kids juice, 200 mls, 8 packs, just $20. Nutrimix premium flour, 10 kilograms, now $68. Halal minced beef, 2 pounds, only $50. Swiss macaroni, 400 grams, 4 packs, just $20. Halal lamb leg slice, 3 pounds, just $100. Swirl detergent, 875 grams, 2 packs for $25. Plus more savings in store. Sale ends May 10th or while stocks last.
Quality value, that's our way. The real Passats, we're here to stay. The Food King Passats.
Let's return to our top story tonight. While the opposition leader has yet to say whether she will accept the resignation of Senator Janelle John Bates, the Senate today moved to refer both John Bates and Senator Faris Al-Rawi to the Privileges Committee.
During today's sitting, John Bates apologized to the House and the public but maintained she did nothing wrong. Her PNM colleagues, including Al-Rawi, rallied to her defense. Akash Samaru reports.
Resignation offered.
I apologize unequivocally to the citizens of our country.
But not yet accepted.
So it's under active consideration at this time.
And the opposition leader made it clear to CNC3 News that she's not going to be rushed on this matter.
No, I'm not going to give a timeline.
But let's establish a timeline of how things played out. The controversy began on April 13th when the track changes were discovered. By April 17th, after its own internal investigation, the PNM removed John Bates from the PWAC. On April 29th, a joint select committee on national security was postponed due to John Bates' participation. And on May 1st came her offer of a resignation, but without an admittance of wrongdoing.
It was not my intention to obstruct or impede the work of the committee or the Parliament. And I deny that I conspired to commit a contempt of Parliament.
But that did not stop the Senate from debating a report from the PWAC which called for the Committee of Privileges to investigate John Bates' conduct.
Can a sitting member of a committee assist a witness in preparing evidence for that very committee? Mr. President, the answer must be unequivocally no.
Independent Senator Dr. Desiree Murray shared the same view.
I wish to state without equivocation that the alleged or admitted action taken by the member in question was, in my considered view, unethical.
Meanwhile, Government Senator Arnold Roberts said he felt sorry for John Bates as he believes she was let down by her party.
Because it was incumbent upon them to say no young junior senator, understand the procedure and guide you in a different manner, rather than to take you down there, throw you under the bus and hide like cowards now.
But it was Government Senator David Nakid that called for both John Bates and Senator Faris Al-Rawi to be referred to the Privileges Committee.
Senator Faris Al-Rawi has engaged in a conspiracy with Mr. Terence Yalson and Senator Janelle John Bates to deceive the committee.
Opposition senators rose to John Bates' defense. Foster Cummings questioned the ethics of the private part of the PWAC hearing where the track changes were discovered being made public.
Reading articles written by journalists who must have spoken to someone on the committee, either member or staff, I do not know.
And Faris Al-Rawi, whose conduct is also being called into question, as his name does appear on the document with track changes, made it clear that he is Terence Yalsing's attorney. Furthermore, he said the PWAC report is flawed as he questioned the impartiality of the committee's chair, Jagdev Singh.
And I say that this is a travesty today. This report is a travesty today.
Al-Rawi said John Bates was not given the right to a hearing before the report was published.
We cannot jump to premature conclusions until the fair hearing has happened.
At the end of the debate, the report was adopted by a Senate majority of 18 votes, and the Senate President ruled that both Al-Rawi and John Bates will be referred to the Privileges Committee. Akash Samaru, CNC3 News.
right, Siguni, well, we understand that April had us on our toes, so perhaps May might be offering a bit more.
A lot more action in the month of May. It's a big month in the calendar as we begin to transition. So let's take a look at that, because the skies may look calm now, but the Caribbean's next seasonal chapter is already beginning. With the start of May, it's not just a transition month, but it is National Disaster Prevention and Preparedness Month, led by the Office of the Disaster Preparedness and Management, the ODPM. NDPPM reminds us to prepare early, to know our risks, and to protect our families and our communities, our workplaces, even before hurricane season and even the rainy season begins. So all through the month of May, we here at CNC3 will be reviewing your emergency kits, your family plans, and even alerts, because preparation now reduces panic when severe weather arrives. But until then, the dry season isn't over just yet. And while the atmosphere is quietly preparing for what comes next, we continue to see a ridge pattern that's really dominating across the eastern Caribbean islands. However, we do have perturbations within the ridge flow, which will trigger a few showers. So what that means is that while we will be expecting mostly nice weather over the next few days, every now and then, small disturbances in the atmosphere could bring a few clouds and quick showers before the sunshine returns. So let's take a closer look at that. Into this evening, nice cool temperatures. It's mainly clear out there, and we're still looking out for an odd shower or two. But as we push into the weekend and early next week, we do have a lot of activity happening. Dry season in full swing over the next few days with sunshine galore, gentle breezes, but then we start to see cloudiness picking up, and with it some quick passing showers. Already, the entire Caribbean is looking out for an easterly African tropical wave just off the African coast. And what that means is that when we see tropical wave activity happening, it could signal the start of our wet season. Will that happen into early next week? Right now, that wave looks really dry, so only time will tell what the weather will bring. What we do know for sure is that Trinidad will be packing temperatures up to 33 degrees Celsius. Tobago rolls in at 31 and even 32 degrees Celsius during the daytime period. And we still have those showers in the forecast, which will really help our farmers in the next few days. But a lot of heat as we go through this outlook. If you're heading offshore and trying to beat the heat, similar conditions to what we've been experiencing all week long. Northeast to east southeasterly winds and wave action well below 1 to 2 meters in height, and spring tide is still very much in effect. So if you're heading out there, still exercise that extra caution if you do decide to venture offshore. So the month of May brings a lot of activity, a lot to look out for, and a reason to dust off the umbrellas and bring it back out with you.
All right. Thank you so much, Sigoni. Let's study what's still to come in the news.
I have friends who visited Japan for their cherry blossoms and have told me that our Pouis are possibly more spectacular than even what they've seen in Japan and their trees.
Poui season may be coming to an end, but could this season become a festival? We examine the possibility.
This Mother's Day, give Mom something she'll truly appreciate every single day. Right now at Bright Ideas, we're bringing you massive deals across all locations. TVs from just $9.99. Twin-tub washers from $13.99. In the kitchen, fridges from $42.99 and stoves from just $16.99. Coffee makers from $125. Kettles from just $99. Blackout curtains 2 for $100. Towels 4 for $100. Bed sheets from $50. Glass sets as low as $22.99 and much more. Up to 50% off on all the flowers Mom will love. Don't wait till last minute. Come through and save. If it's not on special, it's 25% off. Lighting fixtures, bedding, mats, carpets, dinnerware, tableware, and much more. You're guaranteed to save. Visit any of our Bright Ideas locations nationwide today, because Mom deserves more.
At Modern Caribbean Enterprises Limited, we are making this Mother's Day extra special. This Mother's Day, give Mom the leg massager, designed to relieve tension, boost circulation, and deliver comfort in minutes. Another great gift is a head and drain massager, designed to target tension, soothe discomfort, and help her relax whenever she needs it. The massage pillow, designed to relieve tension, stiffness, and everyday aches from stress and long hours. It gives a deep kneading massage to loosen tight muscles and improve circulation. Special discounts, free giveaways, plus $100 off Detox Plus sessions. Call 653-0011.
Police believe believe they have dismantled a major extortion ring operating out of the Central Division after a suspected extortionist was fatally shot in Tunapuna yesterday.
Officers of the anti-extortion unit, supported by the home invasion team, moved in after a business owner reported being coerced into paying $1,800 over 3 weeks with demands for $3,000 monthly starting April 30th.
Police prepared marked cash, and when the suspect arrived, officers identified themselves. The man allegedly pointed a firearm at officers who then opened fire.
The suspect, identified as 26-year-old Jaden Pay of Edinburgh 500, was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. A firearm and the cash were recovered.
Meanwhile, the driver of the getaway vehicle fled, colliding with several cars before escaping. In a follow-up operation in Charleville, police arrested a male and female suspect linked to the case.
Well, heightened police patrols have been ordered near the Queen's Park Savannah following the killing of a Belmont man. 49-year-old Masood Prosper was shot multiple times while waiting in his vehicle for his 9-year-old son to finish football practice. In Parliament today, Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander said the killing is of serious concern, noting it occurred in a heavily trafficked, family-oriented space and in the presence of a child. He has since ordered increased foot patrols, mobile units and intelligence-led policing focused on the area. And the Homeland Security Minister says police have ramped up operations in Londonville following a series of home invasions that have left residents on edge. In the Senate today, Alexander acknowledged the severity of the incidents and outlined measures aimed at strengthening security in the central community. He said the TTPS has stepped up operations in the area with more foot and mobile patrols. Minister Alexander said Londonville has been flagged as a possible zone of special operations, showing the government is prepared to step up intervention if needed.
By next Friday, a major change is expected within the police service with the replacement of all TTPS-marked ammunition. The Homeland Security Minister announced that the measure forms part of a wider effort to tighten oversight of police-issued rounds. It also comes as an investigation is underway into TTPS-marked ammunition being found at an Aruka murder scene on March 1st. Launched in 2025, the project is aimed at ensuring all ammunition can be properly identified and tracked. However, Alexander warned that potential weaknesses may be exposed, particularly involving ammunition previously issued to municipal police. Asked whether his response suggested that firearms and ammunition from municipal police stations could be found at crime scenes, well, Alexander declined to speculate.
Meanwhile, the minister said steps are being taken to address the storage of firearms at municipal police stations following the murder of WPC Anushka Eversley. He declined to say more as the investigation continues.
There's a debate over the death penalty after a 31-year-old man was sentenced to hang for killing his common-law wife and their infant daughter.
On Monday, Justice Nalini Singh ruled that Rishi Motilal faces execution for the 2024 fatal choppings of Tara Ramswarup and 14-month-old Shamaya Motilal. But outside Parliament today, senators offered mixed views. David Naked and Simon de Labastide said they are not fully convinced hanging is the best form of punishment.
Personally, I'm against the death penalty, although I understand, I just don't think it's the right thing to do. Also, there's a danger of putting to death somebody who's innocent, and I don't think we should ever take that risk. But sometimes, you get heinous crimes, and you can understand why people want to maybe speak in favor of it.
Independent Senator Dr. Marlene Atz believes the call for the death penalty is in light of the spate of crimes being committed, and Candace Jones-Simmons believes there are benefits of the death penalty.
The death penalty is on our law books. I think that it has been an appropriate consequence for crime, and I think it can act as a deterrent.
Now, last year, Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar revealed that as of May 10th, 2025, there were 38 inmates on death row. 18 fall within the timeline set by the Privy Council's Pratt & Morgan ruling, but still have appeals pending.
The last executions in Trinidad took place in 1999 when drug kingpin Dole Chedi and 8 members of his gang were hanged for the Babulal family murders. That same year, Anthony Briggs was executed for killing a taxi driver during a robbery. Well, in light of that story, today we asked, do you support a possible resumption of hangings?
Here's what some of you had to say.
Too much crime, too much killing, and they know they will get away with it because they know they won't be hanged, and they will continue doing it. Yeah, I feel it. At the end of the day, it's proven hanging doesn't really curb the problems with crime. It doesn't stop it. So we are. I'm not saying that you don't have stiff measures in place, a penalty. But hanging is not the solution.
I'm against the death penalty, so I would never advocate for a human shouldn't take another human's life. That's not up to us. And I'm also a Christian, so it's not part of my belief. You know, if they have to be dealt with, let God deal with them. Not up to us, yeah.
I'm a person that is very I wouldn't say spiritual, but biblical, and understand the importance of humanity and taking lives and stuff like that. So I am neither going to say that I am for it or against it. I leave that in the hands of the authorities that want to make the decisions that they have to make.
It ain't going to change nothing. And furthermore, having said that, if they say they're hanging by the end of the month or by next month, the first people who put up the hand is the religious people. You check it out. Well, I'm not for it really. Put them fellas up and let us stay inside of it, but it costs money to mind them. That's the next thing again.
I want to say that God, in the infinite mercy, really have a commandment, thou shalt not kill. And you can't be government, system, or normal citizens of Trinidad and Tobago and killing. Against killing.
I think, in all honesty, if it would put some sort of dent in crime, I think it should be resumed.
Police have seized more than $36 million worth of cocaine during a vehicle interception in Freeport. The operation unfolded just after midnight on Thursday when officers pursued a car along Rupsing Road and Joyce Road South. The driver abandoned the car and escaped into nearby bushes. Inside the vehicle, officers discovered 72 individually wrapped packages of cocaine. Police recovered a wallet with identification documents, which they say provides strong leads into the suspect's identity.
The Environmental Management Authority has approved a major tourism project in Tobago, granting a certificate of environmental clearance for a Marriott-branded hotel and resort at Rocky Point, Mount Irvin. The development by Superior Hotels will include a 200-room hotel, villas, townhouses, recreational amenities, and green spaces. The EMA says the project underwent a full environmental impact assessment, including public consultations. Officials say the project will create jobs, boost small businesses, and expand Tobago's tourism capacity. Well, the injunction banning jet ski activities at Pigeon Point Heritage Park and the Bucco Reef Marine Park remains in effect. The emergency order was granted to the Tobago House of Assembly on April 23rd after 7-year-old Angelica Jogi was struck and killed by a jet ski at Pigeon Point Beach. During a virtual hearing today, attorney Kristen Moore argued that the ban should stay until safety issues are addressed, but attorney Samantha Lawson, representing 6 operators, said boundaries of the marine park are unclear and her clients have stopped working out of fear of breaching the order. Justice Shirlene Pear has ordered a site visit by May 5th to confirm whether buoys are in place and boundaries comply with the law. The matter resumes on May 27th. Well, sport is up next, and Jovan, we hear the Red Force is patiently awaiting their next assignment.
That's right, Rhea. Josh De Silva is pleased with his team's progress and anticipating a selection headache ahead of the CWI 4-day playoff. And it's that time of the week when we tell you where to go and what to do in this weekend's Sport Wrap. Sport is up next.
Win one of 100 shopping sprees. Super Mom, Super Dad, Super Wins sweepstakes is here at Passage de Food King and Bright Ideas. This is your chance to shop, enter, and win weekly. Here's how you can win. Every time you spend $300, you get an entry form for your chance to win one of 100 shopping sprees. Plus, every Saturday during our live draws, you can shop, spin, and win instantly at any Passage de Food King. Hurry! Promotion ends June 24th and is NLCB approved.
Quality value, that's our way. The real Bursides, we're here to stay. The Food King Bursides.
On Mother's Day, Sunday, May 10th, bring your mothers, sisters, wives, and the entire family to the luxurious, specially decorated Cascadia Hotel Ballroom St. Anne's for this exceptional Mother's Day buffet lunch and show.
From 12 noon, come enjoy a sumptuous buffet lunch prepared by the world-class chefs, which include appetizers, desserts, cocktails, and more. Then, from 2 p.m.,
mothers will be serenaded by the Caribbean stars live. Wendell McBurney,
Patricia Smith,
and soca star Sanel Dempster.
And the King Weston Rollins with love songs and gospel. Early bird tickets available now at $500
at Cascadia Hotel St. Anne's, Crosby St. James, Cache Port of Spain, Michelle's Fashions Arima, Sona Jewelers, Shoguana San Pinal, Bellini Strugmart San Fernando, and online at islandetickets.com.
Welcome back. It's time for sport. Captain Jessica Davis led from the front as Holy Name Convent Port of Spain finally got their hands on the secondary school's cricket girls intercol title today at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. Ian Weeson tells us that the Port of Spain school was just too much for their peers from St. Augustine.
Holy Name won the toss and skipper Jessica Davis decided to bat first, but they lost an early wicket when Timana Ali was run out. Casey Ramdeen joined Zakia Harilal in the middle and they put together a good working partnership. Harilal was working the singles as she got to 16. Before she was gone, caught behind Brianna Haricharan, the bowler. That brought in Davis and right away she was on the money. She made batting look so easy at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. Ramdeen in the meantime complimented her skipper with some streaky fours. Not sure how to call this one. Ramdeen's innings came to an end when she was caught behind for 18 with a score on 112 for 3. A late surge by the skipper and Holy Name in the last few overs, and assisted by Sarah Panchu, they got to 140 and closed on 143 for 4 with Davis getting to 41. St. Augustine had a slow start in the pursuit of 144 with Davis's miserly bowling at the top. That pressure was too much for Sienna Gian Ramsunda, who was dismissed for 4. Ariana Mohammed was moving slowly but steadily. She got to 23, but the faintest of edges, and she was the third wicket to fall. Brianna Haricharan came in and the national skipper looked threatening with this 6. But she was out bowled, the ball hitting the middle of her wicket and Sag's hopes dwindling. Another wicket in the over, skipper Rihanna Hari gone for 4, Ramdeen on a roll. Alia Bokas was wicket number 5 and it looked like the trophy will be headed to Port of Spain. The pressure was insurmountable and the run rate proved unreachable. St. Augustine girls got only to 101 for 7 at the end of their 20 overs, as Holy Name Convent claimed the title that has been eluding them for the 4th time of asking. Ian Wason, CNC3 Sport.
Congratulations to Holy Name Port of Spain. Now, the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force is still in the hunt for a 6 Cricket West Indies 4-day title and a first in 2 decades. With just 2 more matches remaining in the current season, Captain Joshua De Silva gave us a status report ahead of the playoff round. The Red Force resumes its West Indies 4-day championship title chase on May 10th at the Coolidge Cricket Ground. TNT next meets the Barbados Pride in the playoffs, and Captain Joshua De Silva believes the team's form this season augurs well.
We've had a good first 3 games. The group stage went really well for us, unfortunately, with the second game with the abandoned match. But I thought that we were in a really good place to win that game, and we would have been in a really good position to come first. But in the third game, at ARG, I think Leeward fought back pretty well. The pitch was a good batting pitch, but they still had to bat well and keep us out of the game, which they did. So kudos to them for that.
The Silver's class with the Willow, as well as some good knocks throughout the order, has produced solid performances in a seesaw 4-day championship, and he was also full of praise for his bowlers.
To get 17 wickets on that wicket was tremendous, and especially with Anderson, the kind of form that he is in. I think it's 17 wickets in himself has 17 wickets in 3 games, which is tremendous to see. And Jayden coming back to boost the bowling lineup again. Even with Joshua James coming in and Terrence Hines filling the role, they did really well. So a lot of headaches to be had for the upcoming semi-final.
With a couple days off, the Red Force has had a moment to recover from their exertions, but De Silva says the squad remains focused on the task ahead.
All the boys are gelling really well. We've been having a lot of fun off the field, and especially on the field with the success that we've had. We're sharing each other's success like it's our own. Everybody's happy for everyone, and not every day the same person is sticking their hand up. So it's really good to see it's a solid team effort, and it's exactly what you want to see when you're going into the business end of a tournament. So yeah, really looking forward to the title hunt, and yeah, it's hopefully going to be a good one, but I know the boys are ready.
And best of luck to them. Now, Minister of Sport and Youth Affairs, Philip Watts, says the Coquet swimming pool may soon be back in operation. Originally opened in 2007, the pool was closed for repairs in 2018. The facility was reopened 3 years ago and had to be closed again in November 2023 due to flooding. During today's questions for oral answer in the House, Minister Watts, in response to Member of Parliament for San Fernando East, Brian Manning, revealed the latest work on the facility should be completed later this year.
The Ministry of Sport and Youth Affairs is currently developing a new scope of works for the repairs of the swimming pool. The entire procurement process, San Fernando East, through to award of a contract and subsequent completion of the project, should take approximately 5 months and should be completed in 2026 September. The pool will be reopened upon completion of the project, and in an effort to avoid any further closure, the Ministry is proposing to enter into a retainer contract agreement with a suitable service provider to maintain the pool facility.
And now it's time to tell you what's on in sport this weekend. The Trinidad and Tobago Volleyball Federation's Super League A hosts an all-star weekend tonight, Saturday and Sunday at the National Cycling Velodrome. The weekend includes seated volleyball and a women's skill challenge on night 1. Saturday features the Under-19 Girls Development Festival, men's spike out and women's all-star game between the U23s and the senior select team. And Sunday is all about an Under-21 Girls Development Festival, culminating in the men's all-star match between a combined Under-23 and senior team. On the track and in the field, the National Association of Athletics Administration's Combined Events Championships brings multi-sport athletes back to the Hazley Crawford Stadium this weekend. Action begins at 10 a.m. on both days, so go out and lend your voice to spur on these champions. And speaking of champions, Marina Martinez returned to the beach to defend her Maracas Open Water Classic 3,000 meter and 5,000 meter titles when the Aquatic Sports Association of TNT's Swim Across Maracas Bay splashes off on Sunday from 7:30 a.m. And the TNT Hockey Board's National Outdoor League continues this weekend with matches in the men's and women's Open and Trinity men's divisions. This evening, Saturday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sunday from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. There's a wide variety of sporting action on tap for you this weekend, so go out and drink it all in. Lots to do. Now, regionally, Guyana celebrates their diamond with sport. Jamaica beats Argentina in a new sport, and the region bids farewell to a cricket stalwart. Jamaica defeated Argentina in a charity polo match in support of Hurricane Melissa recovery efforts in 3 parishes in the Northern Caribbean nation. A close-run thing with both teams cancelling each other out early, the match saw the Jamaicans eventually run to a 12-9 win. The Reggae Polo Boys captain, Luke Clark, was happy with his team's performance.
It was a great time out there, just having fun, and for me the biggest part is today the horses played well, the field played good, it was a good turnout, and I love playing with my teammates, James and Freddie, best teammates I could ever ask for. So it's really the camaraderie with my team that it's what it's all about for me. But it was an intense game, which was nice as well.
Argentina was toe-and-toe with their hosts, but had some difficulty enduring the conditions.
We had to get used to the humidity. In Argentina, we play under a different type of climate. here is tougher for the body of the person and for the horses also.
Part of the Night Under the Stars charity event, Clark was happy to show Jamaica's prowess in yet another sporting discipline.
It's extremely important. We're so grateful for the turnout, you know. It's all about growing the sport in Jamaica, you know, and how you grow a sport is awareness. And what better way to bring awareness than a fantastic event like this?
Elsewhere, Guyana's Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport will host a festival of sport to celebrate its Diamond Jubilee. Minister Charles Ransom Jr. says sport was a priority for the country's 60th year of independence. Government officials acknowledge that sport has been a catalyst for bringing the country together throughout its post-colonial history. In addition to athletics, the nation's athletes will also compete in a variety of other sports, including cricket, badminton and football. And Cricket West Indies has extended its deepest condolences to the family, friends and entire cricketing community of Grenada after the passing of Grenada Cricket Association President Norman Gilbert. In a post on WindiesCricket.com, CWI President Dr. Kishore Shallow called Gilbert a committed and visionary leader who was of great service to the game in Grenada and regionally. Gilbert was also remembered as an inspirational visionary respected for his integrity and humility. And for tonight's Sport High, we take you back to the Brian Lara Cricket Academy for a brilliant catch. Enjoy.
Famina Ali take a bow. A brilliant return catch for the young Holy Name Convent spinner started the ball rolling in an intercol win today at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. For her safe pair of hands, diving to her right, Tamina Ali puts herself into tonight's CNC3 Sports High.
5 years, 5 finals, 1 title for.
Jovan, I just want to take the opportunity to invite you and Ria. I know you guys always question my football prowess, right? Where to go, what to do. Tomorrow at Edinburgh Ground, Edinburgh 500 Ground, Astra FC will be in action. I haven't scored for the season yet, but I do believe that tomorrow will be the day, so you should probably be there. It'll be a Sport High on Monday.
Won't miss it for the week.
Noted. We took note. I'll see if it can fit into my schedule, Jesse. All right. Thank you so much, Jovan. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Visit Tire Clinic Marketing, New Truck and OTR Tire Service Center at number 30 and 32 Montrose Main Road, Chabonas. Call today at 665-8973 or 672-3419. Alignment services available. Tire Clinic Marketing, Truck and OTR Service Center. A tire for every need.
Dress like you mean business. At The Working Woman, we bring you stylish, professional looks made for the modern woman. From casual to formal workwear, we've got your professional wardrobe covered.
Struggling with blood sugar swings, high blood pressure, or stiff joints? Take control with Aja Nutrition's powerful wellness trio. Berberine Plus supports healthy blood sugar. Blood pressure support helps keep your pressure in check. And Joint Aid keeps your joints moving so you can stay active every day. Don't wait. Choose Aja Nutrition for trusted, effective solutions. Available at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide. Feel better, move better, live better with Aja Nutrition.
Welcome back. Gaston Brown has secured a historic 4th consecutive term as Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda.
Brown's gamble to call a snap election paid off as the ruling Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party surged to a commanding victory. Preliminary results showed the party captured 15 of the 17 seats, a massive turnaround from their slim 9-7 margin in 2023. In his victory address, Brown remained humble, telling supporters the win is a resounding mandate to continue socio-economic development. Brown emphasized that now is a time for productivity and unity, stating that no one will be left behind as the nation moves forward with its new 4-term leader.
All right, let's pause for a quick commercial break. Murphy up next.
Plumbing problems? Don't guess. Call Plumbing Solutions at 628-4646. Proud to be serving Trinidad and Tobago for over 20 years. We do it all. Maintenance and repairs, new construction, sewer lines, inspection, drain cleaning, leak detection. We are licensed and insured. So call Plumbing Solutions at 628-4646.
my own personal motto is to show citizens of this country that our stories can be told in a professional and international standard. I want to show them that the journalism they consume on cable TV can also exist here. Each day, that's my focus, that's my drive, to show the stories of our communities, of our people, matter just as much as anywhere else in the world. That's why we are where you are.
Welcome back. Every year, blooming Poui trees brighten Trinidad and Tobago, with many admiring their striking beauty. The pink Poui in particular is often compared to Japan's famous cherry blossoms, which bloom around the same time.
But while cherry blossoms are celebrated with a major annual festival that attracts millions to Japan, Trinidad and Tobago has no such tradition for its own iconic blooms.
So could our Poui trees inspire a festival of their own? Well, Liana Maharaj explores that idea in this story.
Poui season comes around once a year, and when these trees bloom, parts of the country become painted with spectacular splashes of pink and yellow.
I absolutely look forward to Poui season every year. You know, it's always something that I enjoy capturing myself, as well as putting out there into the world through social media, because people worldwide and locally always love to see the blooming of the Poui tree.
It's a sight worth capturing.
Sometimes you just can't help but stop and admire a Poui tree. But for such a beautiful tree, there's no formal event or celebration for it. And with so many people drawn to moments like these, it raises the question, could TNT have a Poui tree festival?
We spoke to a plant expert, Dr. Francisco Morales, at UWI's National Herbarium. He says a festival for Poui trees is definitely a possibility, but it's something that needs careful planning.
What is possible is, something that you can do is to plant many trees in one area. And depending on the blooming, to have a defined week. You know, we have this Poui festival, for say something, that will occur sometime in March, in April. And the date will be moved according to the blooming.
The bloom isn't easy to predict, but after a dry period, the first period of rain can trigger an explosion of color.
So you will have 2 rains in the same year. And so the trees actually feel the stress and they produce the flower. Right now, for example, that from March to May, the beginning of May, you will have flowers.
But he says a Poui festival wouldn't just be a beautiful attraction. It could actually improve one's well-being.
Imagine that area, the people going during the summer, that would be great, because that creates joy in people.
But the impact goes beyond the environment and mental well-being. Agricultural economist Dr. Omar Dath Maharaj says a Poui festival could help our economy flourish.
Even with a singular tree, where we are standing here at the University of the West Indies, you'd realize that this one tree has really transformed ordinary infrastructure into a seasonal attraction, where people who visit us to the campus actually come here to do their photography for weddings or, personal events. So with that said, the prominence of the Poui itself has a game changer in terms of thinking through cultural and ecotourism opportunities.
And there's already a blueprint for success. In Japan, entire festivals are built around the blooming of cherry blossoms. Japanese ambassador to TNT, Dr. Akima Umezawa, says the resemblance is hard to miss.
Definitely, this is similar to the Japanese cherry blossom. I appreciate the beautiful and also the bright, the pink color. You have no culture of the much more enjoyed with the sea flower. In Japan, we stretch the seed and the cherry blossom to enjoy the eating and drinking. That is one of the traditional Japanese culture, to appreciate the beautiful flower and also the making an exchange with our people.
While the blossoms are already fading, the idea of a Poui festival could just be taking root. Liana Maharaj, CNC3 News.
Very very interesting suggestion. I mean, I would be all for a Poui Blossom Festival. Yeah. What's your favorite color of Poui?
I like the whites, to be quite honest with you. What about you, Jovan?
Yeah, I had a pink in my yard a while back, so it was really good. Cool. And that's one of my favorites because of that too.
Nice, lovely. What about you, Sue?
I love the yellow, and we have a yellow at home.
What? You all have Poui trees? I have to plant one now. All right, well, that's how we end the 7 p.m. news here on CNC3. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ria Rambali.
I'm Jesse Ramdu.
I'm Jovan Ravello.
And I'm Sigoni Mohammed. Have a great weekend.